Good morning, and thank you for coming to Ignite the Teacher's Toolbox. My name is Dr. Reyna, and I'm going to be your host for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you get some insight and that you get your imagination ignited through this session. I am happy that you are here. As you know, in the beginning of the pandemic, we all had to be forced to go into virtual learning, Zoom meetings, all virtual communications. And I don't know about you, but I was challenged with how to communicate, how to get the software to work, how to get my message across the screen. And that's where I started to develop this tool and this engagement tool that it just started the imagination. As I started to share with some educators, more ideas started to come in. That's where the Facebook group was created. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. I wanna thank you for your time, and I hope that this session adds value to your profession. So let's get started. We all know that what is the keys for success, right? You have been going to school for a long time trying to learn how to manage your classroom and how to do all those things. That's not what we're gonna be talking about today. We're gonna talk about how to enhance your message and improve your understanding with the proper use of visual aids. Now, the traditional visual aids that you have used in the past, but now in the new virtual learning. So make every virtual classroom interactive, compelling, and productive. That's our goal by the end of this session. So student engagement, as you know, in education is at the degree of attention, curiosity, interest, optimism, and passion that the students show when they are being taught by the teacher, by you. And so if they are not showing any interest or attention or passion, then you know that they're not being engaged, right? And so there's 5 levels of engagement, as we know, and we're just gonna go over them really quick. And we know that there's authentic, which is the optimal level of engagements. They're highly intrinsically motivated. And then it's the last one, which is rebellion. They're disengaged, they're not compliant, they're defiant, and they are disturbing others in the classroom. So this is what that looks like. An engaged classroom, it's someone, and I put a little picture in here of some of my classes, and I'm gonna ask you to take a picture at the end of this session. So then the engaged classroom, it's all students are authentically engaged. They are all participating. A compliant classroom is one that it's doing what you're telling them, but they are not engaged. They're not committed to what you're asking. And the after classroom, which is the one on this side right here, you see there's a teacher and it's just looking at the screen and hoping for the best, okay? So how do we move students towards authentic engagement? And how do we increase student engagement? If you don't mind, please put in your answers in the chat box. I would like to see what are some of the suggestions that you have done or some of the tools that you have used that have worked in this virtual learning, and we can always implement them in our next. So put in, what do you do? How do you increase student engagement in this new world? And even in the past, how did you do it in the past? You can say, well, in the past I have done this and now I do this and it's not working, or whatever you want to share. I am grateful for your sharing. So this is our traditional student. This is our perfect student. Every teacher's favorite student. It's all prepared, has a laptop, internet, tools. It has all of her paperwork. It has pencils. This student's parents have prepared. That's not your traditional student. That's not all of your students. This is our model student. And as we can see, the student is not engaged. And if we are not engaging our model student, we are definitely not engaging our special ed students and our English learner students. So we are gonna start with a low-hanging fruit, which is our perfect student, okay? And so here is the same picture, but now from the other side, from your side, from the side of the teacher. How many of you have had this screen, this classroom? Okay, just put yes in the chat box so I can see. Okay, so this is how a classroom looks like when it's disengaged. This is how a classroom looks when it's engaged. And this is one of my prior classes where I ask everyone to please show your hands and show some love. And so we'll ask about that at the end of the session so that we all can get a picture and we can see our participation. And so if we can be engaged, they can be engaged, right? And so that's, if you can do it, they can do it. That's the goal. So the question is, how does a teacher prepare his or her classroom for learning in this new era? Okay. I'm here to tell you that communication has evolved to a 2.0 communication. In the past, thank you. In the past, we would be able to communicate just by talking to them, asking them. We walk through the students. We say 1, 2, 3. We clap really hard and have our fingers, and they respond. Now, with this new era, our students are on the other side of the screen. You can talk as loud as you want. If they have put you on mute, they can't hear you. If they have blocked their computer, their camera, you can't see them, right? So how do we bring them back? How do we bring them back to us, okay? And so Ignite is a program that encompasses 3 different techniques. The first technique is breathing exercises, okay? Second technique is moving, and the third is the use of visual aids, and not your traditional visual aids. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you to please stand up. I know it's kind of tricky, but please play with me. So we're gonna stand up and we are going to breathe. I know that you are already breathing. I know that you already know how to breathe, but we're gonna do this mini technique, okay? So I'm gonna ask you to use your fingers like this. Touch your fingers, okay? And you're gonna breathe in and out, okay? Okay, so there we go. We're gonna start breathing and you're gonna continue breathing as I continue to speak, okay? So here we go, in, out. Continue. Now, can you please think of something that makes you happy, something that you are grateful for. Continue with your breathing in and out. In and out. You see, you have a smile on your face. Why? Because you're thinking about something that you are thankful for, something that you are happy about, something that brings a smile to your face. Children, your family, your dog, the rainbow, the sun, the rain, whatever is going on in your life that you are thankful for. I am super thankful that you are here and I am grateful. Thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna continue with teaching you and showing you how the moving exercise and the use of visual aids are going to help us create a more engaged classroom. Okay, one more deep breath, in, out. Thank you for playing all out. You can have a seat. Okay, so that's just a quick example of the breathing exercise. Okay, so that's what we did is we just did the breathing exercises, and that's what you're gonna do with your students. You're gonna ask them to breathe in and breathe out. As they are breathing in, you're gonna ask them what I just asked you as well, is think of something that makes you happy. You can give them hints. Eventually they will get it on their own and they will know, oh, it's my time to start thinking about something happy thoughts like Peter Pan, I can fly, right? So if you make that reference, that's going to bring them back to a positive state. As they're thinking about that, you're going to outline your class. You're going to outline, today we're going to learn about addition and subtraction. By the end of the day today, all of you are going to be masters, or you're going to know how to add and subtract, and it's going to be so easy. I'm going to show you techniques that is going to make it so easy for you to understand. And they continue to breathe and go like, okay. So that is what it's called priming. We are doing breathing exercises to prime our brain. And the finger touching, is so that we make that brain connection. Okay, so why that? There are several studies that have been done. They have proven the benefits of breathing, and not just like the regular breathing that you would automatically do. We're going to focus on the third one, that says breathing boosts oxygen levels in the brain. The higher the oxygen levels in the brain, the better you can focus and stay alert. And so that's why we want to increase the breathing, but we don't want to make the breathing just a breathing exercise that that they just go like, okay, the breathing and down, and it's like, what fun is there? There's no fun. And what do kids want? They want everything to be fun. They want everything to be so they don't have any of that at their home right now. They don't have recess, they don't have friends, they don't have anything. They're over there all by themselves, so we need them to connect. Okay, so then part of the having the finger movement, even though it's a mini movement, it's a minimal movement, it's movement, and that's necessary. And the early childhood IE mentions that movement encourages kinesthetic memory, special orientation, supports balance, and a whole list of other things. But then the most important one is that movement supports literacy, which means that movement increases the cognitive comprehension for them to be able to learn. And that's according to early childhood IE. And I can provide all these studies to you so you can look more into it. But most importantly, children need movement to develop balance. And you are going to be conducting your own research, because when you put this tactics into practice in your classroom and your Zoom classroom or virtual classroom, you will see the results and you will share those with us. Okay. One of the teachers in all of our different trainings, one of the teachers have come out with this hand signals for meaningful discussions in the Zoom meetings. And this is something that she shared that was really helpful with her classroom. She was having a lot of difficulty focusing with all the noises, all the kids talking at the same time. It was giving her a headache within the first 5 minutes of the class, and then she couldn't perform. So she decided to mute everybody, put this as her back screen, and then share. So then everybody would be asking their things with their questions, yes and no, so things like this, and this worked for her. So children need movement to develop balance. And then besides doing the finger is the minimal beginning exercise that we want to do to bring them back in. But once we are in the class, we want them to stay engaged. We know that children have a short span of attention. They pay attention for a little bit, and if you are not like doing the stuff, they're gonna go on the side, right? So we want to keep them engaged, and we want to keep having them right there. We want to make sure they have their camera on. We want to make sure that they're participating. So for that, we use interactive music and use music to condition the mood. So one of the ideas is that you put in alarms with music, and that music, when that alarm sounds and that music sounds, like you can make it per week and say, okay, this week, this is the music for this week. And when you hear this music, it's jumping jacks. And when you hear this music, it's stretch. And when you hear this music, it's crazy dancing. So whatever you want to assign the music to the activity, at least that way they will know when that music is coming on, that's an indication of that movement. Okay, so that's, and then here is like, so you have jumping jacks and they're doing that. They're touching their toes, or they're running in place, or they're clapping, or they're snapping, or they're doing crazy dancing. Whatever you want them to do. Stuff like that. So like they're running in place, and you make them run in place. All right, it's like, okay, it's time to do that. Okay, this is clapping time. So that, and so you can have different sounds for different sorts of activity. And this is a picture of one of my classes. So where we put in the music, and then everybody's participating, and you see everybody gets up and dance and do the thing, and that is their opportunity to show their moves, right? Kids love the attention. They love to see and to participate and to be seen doing things, right? So here we have, you know, the whole family is joining in into the dance. Here you see another one, the parent is sitting down, the student doesn't care, the student is participating, the student is dancing. And so then after that, you have the camera on, you have your student back, ready to teach, okay? So I'm not gonna ask you to dance in this class, it's early at Saturday, and so then I know that you might be tired, but I just wanted to show you what is the participation. Here we have a teacher doing our yes sign. We have, you know, other ones are may not be as active, but they are there, and that's the point. The point is to bring them back to you. And movement is not a foreign concept for you. You have been required students to move when responding to questions. You have asked for standing desks. You have asked for them to show their work when they're finished. That is not foreign to you. This is just a new idea of how to implement movement through the classroom. So, and as a result of that movement and that little break in pattern, your students will receive feedback from you. And when students receive feedback from you, it improves their learnings. And so now, when they are seeing you, you are seeing your student is moving, you are giving them music, you are motivating all of their senses. They are seeing, they are hearing, they are moving. And so then now, visual aids have increased at ×2. Before, you write your stuff in the board, and they are able to see it, they're able to copy it, they are able to ask their neighbor, hey, what are we doing? Now they're all by themselves. So now, when you ask the questions, you have to show the written question, you have to ask the question verbally, you have to emphasize it again. So it's not as, like I said in the beginning, communication has evolved through a 2.0. And so that's what we're seeing. How we can communicate across the screen, we said with the use of hands, as that one teacher used. We can also use emojis. If you are able to get emojis and signs like this over to your students, over to them, but if you are not able to get those to them, you can ask your student to go and find something red, go find something green, right? So that's what I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you to go and go in your house and look and go find something red, go find something green. Okay, you get a minute. Let's go. Okay, I forgot about this, so luckily I found something. Okay, we're all back. Okay, if you're back, please check yes in the chat room, and I can see you right there. So that's perfect. Okay, so there's multiple things in our houses that are red and that are green, right? And so I found some oils, and so then I found my red and I found my green. Okay, I'm gonna put my red in my, oh, and I had this red, I totally forgot. So I'm gonna put this in my right hand and then my left hand, right? So when you are asking a question, then you can say, okay, is it true? And then it's like, red is no, green is yes. Yes, no, true, false, true. And so you can give them the direction, and they have this. You didn't have to get anything to them. They have to find it in their own home. And they have multiple things that are red and that are green that they can use, okay? So that's just one of the examples of how you can use. And then all of you put in your green up. And so I can see like everybody here knows which one is your green. So everybody knows their color. Everybody knows that it's a yes. And so if you see the red one, then it's your opportunity to say, oh, okay, so this is why this is not, right? But if you say, okay, true, false, everybody's true, you quick look, you see everybody's true. Okay, next question. So it's faster than if they have to type yes in the chat. Yes, and then you have to look at your chat and you have to check that all of the yeses. This is a faster way because then you see, oh, all of it is green. Okay, it's good. All of it is red. Okay, so everybody is red. Okay, so then that way you are able to see the responses, boom, one visual, boom, and you see it, okay? Another thing that is really helpful for the upper grades, because they are losing a lot of social interaction with their peers. So one way is when you send them to breakout rooms, if they have their own class, their own group color or their own spirit color, they're able to find themselves at all the different classes that they attend. So for example, if they are the bright blue, when they go to another class and oh, I see more bright blues, and they get to see, oh, who is this Kelly? Who is this Ariane? This is Carlos. And so then they have that interaction connection. They feel connected to someone. They're not just alone at their home, okay? They have that interaction connection. It's like, okay, yes, I have all of the students are here. I've seen these people in school, but like I have no connection. But when you are part of the same group, you will know when they go back to the school, to the classroom, they will remember, oh, Kelly, you were on my team. Yes, yeah. Oh, Carlos, you were on my team. Yes, remember? So then you have that connection. You didn't lose that social connection that is so important. And we know that all of our social butterflies need that connection in order to thrive. And so that's where these colors help, because eventually we will go back to the classroom, but they will have this social event to look at. Okay, this is more about the usual aids. And this is all we have for today. This is just the beginning. We're not saying that this ideas will solve all of your problems. This is just the beginning. It's the beginning to ignite all of your imagination. It's the beginning for you to share all your knowledge and everything that is working for you. I have created a Facebook group to invite you to collaborate. This is a world-class Facebook group that frankly is priceless. It's priceless because I am inviting all the teachers in the United States to come and participate in this group to share. This is the place where you will connect with the teaching community that have joined this community to make this world a better place and to help all of us. And this is also the place where you will get feedback, you will get support, and you will get guidance. Not only get it, but give it. And that will help all of us grow as an educator. And we will be able to help others, which is the most important piece. As teachers, as educators, I know that we are always looking to enhance and better the life of others. And not only of our students, but of other teachers that are struggling to help their students and to engage their students. And so for that, this Facebook group is priceless and it's free to all of the teaching community who want to join in. Okay, so imagine how easy it would be to connect with like-minded people who are sharing new ideas. In other groups, they share the resources, how much they learn, and then you receive informal support. This is not your district telling you what to do in this works and do this and do that. This is something that you want to do, you want to share, and you want to share with other educators and read about their successes and their failures. So if you're trying to try something and it has already not worked for them, then, right? So share your voice. Use my blog to share your voice, your opinions, and your voice is what other teachers want to hear. And I want to hear it. And I'm here. We're gonna have another session for questions and answers. So we're gonna finish this session, but if you want to get a hold of me, drreyna.com, I'm available for you for individual coaching, for group coaching, for if you need additional presentations at your school. I am more than happy to go and attend. Reach out to me, drreyna.com, my phone number, and I'm here to serve you. I hope that I ignited your passion, your imagination, and I'm looking forward to do an event with you. Thank you.